We're living in a world where huge corporations or companies are worth billions of dollars. Facebook, Google, Twitter, YouTube, and so on. These companies are worth, and others, they're worth billions of dollars. So their influence is great all over the world. So they become a target for Satan to influence the world and people and so on. And this is becoming a real problem. And, their influence, they're a target to the enemy. And, with all of hell, as it were, focusing on the directors of these companies in order to influence them against God and against anything that's Christian. We're seeing the effects of that now all over the world and around the world. And so, a few years back, I warned people about getting out of Facebook, Twitter, and all of those things, because your data, Facebook has been hacked so many times, so your data now is in other hands. It's out there. And it is the same with all of these things. It's like, where does your personal data end up? It's on Facebook, it's on Twitter, it's on all of these things. Same applies to the cloud. People put all my data is in the cloud. It's not, it's on somebody else's computer, which gets hacked regularly. And so your data is not safe. It's going to be held on someone else's computer, and it will be sold to others. So it's time for you to get out of all of these things, because eventually all of this data will end up on a massive computer, which the Antichrist will have access to. So just be aware of that. It's not smart, and your data will end up in someone else's hands. Time to change. Now, it's not rocket science. It's very simple. Your data isn't safe. Now, if you want to carry your data with you, use a thumb drive or, a small drive and encrypt it and carry it with you. That's one of the safest ways to do it. So, it's interesting, one of the top directors in Google recently was accidentally heard saying that Google is going to do all in their power to stop President Trump's becoming president again the next time round. And so we need to understand that. All these companies have their agendas, and so Google is hell-bent on stopping President Trump from being elected again. And they have the power, the influence worldwide because of these companies. So we need just to be aware of that. So now we're coming to YouTube, which is a very powerful influence in the world today. And it's very powerful, corporation. But recently they began showing their hand. You remember Franklin Graham, Billy Graham's son, had some great crusades here in this part of the world, Australia, New Zealand. Thousands came to the Lord, was put up on YouTube very quickly. But within hours, YouTube took it off again. Why? It's Christianity, Christian values, Christian principles. They removed it, took it off again. And, it's pretty obvious, Hundreds of uploads onto YouTube are being removed recently, and most of them, are to do with Christian principles. Not all, but most. And so we see this is happening all around, and it's time for us to exit YouTube. And we'll give you the details of that. We'll have our own private channel. And you just need to go to our website to get a new link for that. And you just go into the menu and down on the menu, you'll find a new link for that. So then you can access this on a channel outside of YouTube. So just to let you know why we're doing this and why it is happening.